welcome back to the homestead. It's probably been a month and a half or so, maybe a month ago, where I started my seeds. You can go back and watch that video if you haven't already. But I started my tomato seeds, peppers, all kinds of different stuff here behind me in this little grow tent that's inside of our high tunnel. And I always plant 2, sometimes 4, depends on how many seeds slip out of my fingers, you know. And it looks like, here's an early doll tomato, and it looks like there is 3 seedlings that came up in this one. Okay, and you can see we're growing roots out of the bottom like crazy already. And so since all 3 of these, so I always plant more than one, because if the one seed you plant in here doesn't grow, you know, you have a better opportunity to at least where you're going to get one in here. Molly, go on. Where you're going to get at least one tomato plant or whichever seedling to grow. Sorry, that's Molly slurping that water down there. But in this case, all 3 of them grew. So what you could do is you could just, especially when these were littler, you could just pinch them off and pick your best one of your 3 and then pinch the other 2 off or whatever, and just discard them. But in this case, this whole pot is full of roots. And so what we're going to do is we're going to divide these and then up pot them a little bit. This is about I use all recycled pots. This is about the best size I could get. It's maybe about the same size as this, but we're going to take the 3 plants that are in one container, we're going to divide them up and make 3 separate plants in 3 separate containers. So you'd be surprised at how forgiving these plants are. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this thing upside down, and you can see we're full of roots here. So we've got one, actually there's 4 here. So we've got one right on the edge. So I'm just going to grab a chunk of this and with tomatoes, I hope you can see here, you see all the tiny little hairs that are on this stem? Those are all roots. So you could plant this thing all the way almost to the top, and that's just going to increase your root system. Okay, so we can plant this deep and not worry about it. It's not like a tree where you have to have the same mark. You know, you don't want to plant the tree too deep. So we're just gonna, it's super hot in here. I only opened one door on this tunnel today, and come home from work, and it is blazing hot in here. So these are gonna get maybe a little droopy, but you can see here, it's as easy as that, right? And we're gonna pick another. These are all kind of intertwined here. We're gonna pick another one, and you'd be surprised at how forgiving these things are. This one is kind of circled around, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna throw that in the bottom and kind of circle that around and then put the dirt in. Like I said, it's just gonna improve the amount of roots and just make this such a better seedling. It's already a great seedling. We're gonna make it even better. Now I've got so many dang plants this year, tomato and pepper and all the common staples for the vegetable garden, that doing it this way, most of my stuff has 2 to 3 or even 4 tomato plants growing in each pot that I started. So doing it this way and dividing these, there's no way I'm going to plant all these. I've probably got 60 or 70 plants if I did all of them. So this is a good way. You divide them up like this. If they don't live, oh well. But if they do, I could you could make a pretty good run at selling these or giving them away to your friends, your neighbors, it's not really costing you anything extra, which is pretty nice. Same one with this one. It's all draped over. I'm just going to plant that where half of that stem is going to be laying in the dirt, and it won't take long, and those will be fresh roots in there. I got to get this last one potted up here, and then try to make this a short video. I get a little long-winded, don't I, honey? A little bit, yeah. I know. Well, when you enjoy what you're doing and you know, are having a little success at the methods you're doing things, it's fun to share it with other people, and I just get excited, I guess. So we'll put our thing back in here. So now we've gone from 4 plants in one pot to, as you can see, 4 plants, 4 different pots. Now this is our little grow tent area, and what I have is these trays. These actually do not have holes, they hold water. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this thing in this tray. It already has a little water in it, and what's going to happen is it's called bottom feeding or bottom watering. Is the dirt from the bottom of the pot is going to wick that water up, and I filled these probably an inch deep with water yesterday, and it's already almost all gone. So it's really taken in the moisture, but again, it's probably, what do you think it is in here? It's got to be 95, 96 degrees in here, mainly because I didn't get the breeze blowing through here. I didn't open these back doors this morning. So but anyway, that's what we got going on. I'll go through and do that to all these plants, and like I said, I wouldn't even have enough space for them all, so I'm gonna have to start giving these away real soon. But anyway, that's just a quick little video showing you how to divide plants. Okay, we'll see you on the next one.